In 1882, a funeral photographer was commissioned to document a private burial at Highgate Cemetery in North London. The resulting plate, a single album in print on glass, was filed with the parish records of St. Michael's, Highgate, and remained untouched for over 90 years. When it was finally re-examined in 1974 by an archivist cataloging Victorian funerary collections, one detail could not be explained. In the far left of the frame, partially obscured by the trunk of a Lebanese cedar, there is a standing figure. No record accounts for this figure. No mourner list includes them. No photographer's note acknowledges their presence. This is the image you are looking at now. The photograph shows a winter scene. The ground is hard. The headstones in the mid-ground are sharp and legible, which tells us the exposure was long, likely between 8 and 14 seconds, given the light conditions of a December afternoon in London. In the center of the composition, a freshly prepared grave is visible. The earth beside it is mounded. A small group of mourners, 5, possibly 6, stand in dark formal dress to the right of the plot. Their faces are blurred slightly, consistent with minor movement during exposure. The photographer, identified in parish ledgers as one Mr. Edwin Harwell of Camden, positioned his camera roughly 40 feet from the grave on slightly elevated ground. His angle captures the mourners, the open plot, and a row of older monuments receding into the background. And then, at the far left edge of this very image, there is the standing figure. It doesn't match the mourners. It doesn't match the exposure. Let me explain what that means. In a photograph requiring an 8 to 14 second exposure, any person who moves, even slightly, will appear as a blur, a smear, a ghostly trace. This is well documented in Victorian photography. The mourners on the right exhibit exactly this effect. Their shoulders are soft. One woman's hand is a pale streak where she raised it to her face. The standing figure shows none of this. It is sharp, perfectly still, defined in a way that suggests absolute motionlessness for the entire duration of the exposure. Look at the image again. The mourners are soft. The headstones are sharp because they are stone and cannot move. The tree trunk is sharp because it is rooted in the earth, and the standing figure is sharp as the stone, as sharp as the tree. The first formal analysis of this photograph was conducted in 1974 by Margaret Leighton, a conservator at the Bishopsgate Institute. Her report, filed under reference BGVC 1882-043, is 4 pages long. Most of it concerns the chemical composition of the plate and its state of preservation. But on page 3, Leighton includes a handwritten annotation in the margin. It reads, and I quote, "Figure at left unaccounted for. Sharpness inconsistent with living subject at this exposure length. Possible double exposure or plate defect, but no evidence of either upon inspection." She requested a second opinion from a photographic historian at the Victoria and Albert Museum. His response, dated March 1975, is brief. He confirms the plate shows no signs of double exposure, no chemical irregularity, no retouching. He adds one sentence at the end of his letter. The figure appears to have been present and motionless for the full duration of the exposure, which I find difficult to reconcile with the scene described. Return your attention to the photograph. The standing figure is positioned behind the cedar trunk. Only the right side of the body is visible: a shoulder, an arm held close to the torso, and what appears to be the edge of a face. The clothing is dark, possibly black, but the cut does not match the mourning attire of the 1880s. It is closer in style to garments from decades earlier. The face, what little is visible, is turned toward the grave. Not toward the mourners, not toward the camera, toward the open ground where the coffin would be lowered. In 1991, a local historian named David Ashworth attempted to identify the burial. Parish records confirm it was the funeral of one Catherine Elise Marchetti, aged 31, who died of consumption on the 4th of December, 1882. The mourner list, written in the hand of the officiating clergyman, names 5 attendees: Catherine's husband, her mother, 2 sisters, and a family solicitor. 5 mourners. The photograph shows 5, possibly 6, figures on the right side of the grave. No one on the left. No one near the cedar tree. Ashworth cross-referenced every name associated with the Marchetti family in census records, parish rolls, and probate files. He found no unaccounted individual. He published his findings in a small local history pamphlet and included a single line that has since been quoted many times. Whoever stands at the left of this photograph wasn't invited, wasn't recorded, and by every account available to me, wasn't there. Look at the image one final time. The mourners on the right, soft and human, blurred by grief and movement. The headstones, ancient and immovable. The cedar tree, rooted for a century before this photograph was taken. And the standing figure, half hidden behind that tree, sharp as granite, facing the open grave of a 31-year-old woman. Motionless, uninvited, unidentified. There is one final detail that has never been satisfactorily addressed. In 2003, a digital enhancement of the photograph was performed at University College London. The process clarified the edge of the figure's visible hand. It is not resting at the figure's side, as initially assumed. It is extended slightly forward, toward the grave. The fingers appear to be open, as though offering something, or reaching for someone. The plate remains in the Bishopsgate Institute's collection. It has never been displayed publicly. Requests to reproduce it in academic publications have been granted twice, and denied 4 times, without explanation. The standing figure has never been identified. No second photograph from this funeral exists. No one claimed to have seen a figure near the cedar tree that afternoon. Catherine Marchetti's headstone still stands in Highgate Cemetery. It is modest. It bears her name, her dates, and a single line of inscription. Not lost, but gone before. The question that remains, the question that no archivist, no historian, no photographic analyst has been able to answer, is simple. If no one was standing beside that tree on the 4th of December, 1882, then what is in this photograph? If you have seen something like this before, in an old family photograph, in an archive, in a collection you were never meant to open, describe it below. We document everything here,